Hi, my name is Jennifer Isbell, and today I'm going to talk about my technology mentoring relationship that I've developed with Carly, one of our new teachers here at Central Coast New Tech. The way I identified her as someone to mentor was based off of my choices, but also from my district. Lucia Marr changed our teacher induction program last year, and I was asked to be a mentor to some new teacher that we'd be hiring at our school. I agreed and was interviewed and matched by leadership based off of common personality with Carly and common subject areas. Whereas I had taught history for years and she was coming in as a brand new first year English teacher, she would be thrust into a co-teaching model within an integrated English and history course that I had previously been the history side of for the past 3 years. Also, her just being a brand new teacher in a one-to-one environment that's all PBL and having to deal with a co-teacher, it seemed like a natural fit for her to have me as her mentor this year. After reflecting on the Sammer model and what I've observed of Carly, mind you, I'd only observed her once before and had just a few conversations with her, but I did see her in her interview and was part of the hiring process. So I placed her actually in the augmentation stage at the beginning on the Sammer model, mainly because she was successful in moving beyond just substituting technology for traditional pieces of learning tools. She also had a little bit of experience using Google Apps for education in a greater way than just replacing pen and paper, but actually facilitating team Google Docs where there would be collaboration amongst her students. Also, her co-teacher needs her to be really comfortable, quote unquote, swimming in the redefinition stage as soon as possible. Her co-teacher is in her 3rd year teaching and has a great idea for a project next semester, which would require students to make a video as their final product. We first set to talk about when we'd meet. So an overview of our logistics and when we would meet would be on Fridays for the rest of the year from 8 to 9. Luckily, we both have first period prep, so that worked out really nicely. I'm also waiting on Carly to choose some more Fridays for me to come observe her. Really excited to get to observe her multiple times throughout the year and, of course, this first semester. I'm also offering her to go out and observe some other teachers using technology in meaningful ways. Well, how did we determine our focus? All of the training that I've got in coaching other teachers led me to conclude that before we even start thinking about goals and integrating technology into our projects, it was really important for me to enroll the client. In other words, get her to trust me and feel comfortable and safe meeting with me and debriefing and reflecting on her practice with me. We also set up the meeting times, days, and locations, and we looked at the California standards for the teaching profession, which we are still evaluated on in my district, as well as the ISTE technology standards, and luckily being part of the New Tech Network, we have another framework called the Teacher Competency Framework. We also watched the Sammer model video, and together we used these tools to set goals for our work this year. So during our first meeting, it was really important for me to enroll the client. I used the Critical Friends protocol to get a sense of where she's at as far as highs and lows. And we actually invited Sam, her co-teacher, to be part of this debrief process. And so as you can see, they went through and I gave them certain prompts and questions, and they talked about things that were going well, things they liked so far about the school year and their relationship, some wonders they had, and then some next steps that they identified. I also talked to her about and showed her my example of our goal setting form that we use here. We talked about norms and confidentiality as well as co-teaching agreements. During our second mentoring session, I was able to use strategies where I was able to model and discuss the way I choose and set goals for the year so that she could then successfully do that on her own. We looked at the CSTPs, and together she decided to choose CSTP 4, Planning Instruction and Designing Learning Experiences for All Students, as well as CSTP 6, Developing as a Professional Educator. These also went along with the teacher competency framework goals of leveraging technology, designing quality instruction, and reflecting on practice. During our third mentoring session, we were really able to move into a tutorial phase where she was able to really practice using some technology that she was having trouble with, and we were able to leverage this technology using turnitin.com and our learning management system, Echo. So we were focusing on one of the goals we had set at our previous session, which is leveraging technology. So what we did was I taught her how to set up an account in Turnitin, and I modeled and showed her how I would use this tool for American Studies and World Studies as a way to submit the students' written performance assessments, which we call college readiness assessments here at New Tech. I allowed her to watch a tutorial video about Turnitin, which gave some great basics on how to use voice comments just to speed up grading and give more meaningful feedback for the students' writing process. These writing assessments are fully integrated seamlessly and authentically into the project. So she was really excited to learn about Turnitin.com, how to set up quick marks, how to upload rubrics, and make grading on her end a lot more meaningful and faster, but also allow for playing around with peer-to-peer feedback and having the students be able to have an online platform where they can leave each other feedback in the writing process as well. Our action plan is going to continue with meeting every Friday morning for the rest of the year. We're going to continue to record and document our movement along the CSTPs, ISTE standards, and the teacher competency framework. I have a lot of future observation plans for Carly. She's going to be providing me more dates for me to come in and observe her, but also I will give Carly time to go out and observe other teachers. She also mentioned that she is really excited to watch me see how she's been playing around with the Echo discussion board in our learning management system. She had previously watched me do that and facilitate that in one of my classes, and she took that and did that on her own. She's also going to watch me roll out the CSI Genetics project, which is my video integration project and has a high use of student technology. We also talked about some future professional development plans together. We are going to be going to the New Tech Annual Conference again next summer, and we kind of made a little commitment that we would attend at least 3 sessions focused on leveraging powerful technology tools during the scope of a project. Carly will also do the basic Google Apps for Education certification within the next 2 years of her teaching. Some of my reflections, really looking at Carly work over the past couple months, she has really moved from just being in that augmentation level and the augmentation pool of the SAMR model into really modifying her teaching and therefore modifying the learning experiences for students. She's also already created her next college readiness assessment, which is a writing prompt for her next project, set up the assignment all on her own in turnitin.com, and attached the rubric to it all without my help. She's also begun leaving voice comments within turnitin.com rather than just traditional written feedback. She's also begun utilizing the discussion board in Echo, which is our learning management system, to facilitate discussions about books for her outside reading book project. She's also demonstrating greater proficiency in her goals in just 4 weeks. Some of her reflections after our last debrief, she let me know that she's really feeling trusted and respected by me as a mentor. She's excited about making a difference in the school and world, and she's really seeing that she's making actionable steps to achieve the goals she set. She's excited to continue observing other teachers and learning from them. She's feeling a lot more comfortable navigating our LMS Echo, Google Apps for Education, as well as Turnitin.com. Some of her next steps that she identified was to pick more dates for me to come observe because she felt that that was the most valuable during our debrief. Some of my reflections on mentoring as technology PD in general, in my opinion, it is the best way to really help teachers feel comfortable integrating technology into their curriculum. There's so much power in teacher-to-teacher coaching, and it really does lead to student success. I've been teaching for 11 years, and some of the things that stand out most and were most meaningful for me in my learning were my mentoring relationships as me being the mentee. It's much less intimidating, it's safer and more engaging than a traditional larger PD workshop, and you can really customize the learning and questions that the mentee has. It allows more time for debriefing and individualized reflecting. And it really made me think that one-to-one mentoring is a great start to starting to implement larger collaborative apprenticeships that I read about in the article Promoting Technology Integration Through Collaborative Apprenticeship. Feel like the one-to-one mentoring relationship needs to happen first, and then larger groups of teachers can be getting together to model and talk about technology integration. Overall, this project has been perfect for me. This is something that I would have had to do anyways with Carly, and I'm just so excited that I've been able to have this ed tech lens to bring to our mentoring relationship. Thank you for listening.